Here we go. Going live. Looks like we're live. All right. That was a little quicker.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
I'm full of energy today. And I've only had like 1 cup of coffee.
That's it?
And not even really a whole cup, because I only drink part of it down and then fill it back up to make it warm again. So nice. I wonder how old, if there are drops of liquid in the cup when I finish drinking, because I don't drink the cup all the way even till the end most of the time, that started the day with me. Wouldn't that be cool? Like it's some of the original liquid and it journeyed through my day with me and it's still just there.
Like sourdough.
Huh?
It's your mother sponge, your mother coffee.
My mother coffee. That's so funny. So we have a great fun-filled pack show today.
Yep. We sure do.
Yep. I was gonna say something else, but it just totally left my brain. So, we plan on covering dun, 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 James Webb pictures.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my whisper still doesn't work.
No.
I was practicing whispers before the show. I said James Webb pictures. Woo!
Oh, yay!
Yeah, we know most people have seen them though. They put. Oh, good morning, Patricia.
Have it. Oh yeah, good morning.
She always gets it in, and then we get going, and then I look down and see her good morning with her smiley.
Yep, that's nice.
But yeah, I think they made their rounds on Wednesday, right?
I don't know. You told me about them.
Yeah, you don't watch the boring news. So I think I saw Grandma watching the calibrating in the middle of my sentence. Was watching I don't know, Good Morning America or something. Oh, morning, Craig. Oh, we're not gonna have any porn today.
Yay!
We got 2 wrenches in chat. So we are overstaffed with moderators. Maybe we should get some regular viewers for a change instead of just our moderators.
Yeah, that's funny. If you want to be a viewer, then you have to have a job.
Yeah. We only employ our viewers. It looks like our viewership just jumped. I saw another viewer join us. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We have more employees on this than we do viewers. So, well, I guess employees are viewers. I'd watch me, or I'd watch you. So, I think this is an interesting show. I would much rather turn this on and just listen to it in the background than regular TV news. I think some of our stuff's creepy and weird, but I don't think much of it's ever depressing and sad. And then you get a lot of that on the regular news, which is, part of the human experience, but yeah.
We're not human.
We're not.
No.
At least I'm not. I don't know about you. I mean, were you once a human?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought you've always been an eggplant.
Yep.
But yeah, I would turn this on. It kind of reminds me of what is it, like Wild Kratts or something? I don't know.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, where they talk a little sciencey stuff, but then still have a cool little show in it, right?
Yep,
and there's been quite a few shows like that where on Saturday mornings you can turn on a nice sciencey show. It's usually on like PBS or fewer and far between nowadays. But I remember as a kid there was a lot of those mixed in with your morning cartoons. Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't kids when the Wild Kratts
No, no, not wildcrats. Back then we had like She-Man
like
and
in our 20s.
yeah. No. I watched it with my kid. That's the only reason I kind of know about it, but
I
it's
watched
still
it with my nephews. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
And then there's also not much on Saturdays either, so Saturday mornings, so it's easy to find that one. And me and you being sciencey people, so I could totally see us just stopping there and being like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yep, this'll do.
Yep, this will do. So yeah, I would watch us totally. Oh no, we still didn't fix her name. Okay, good morning, DB.
Good morning.
So I guess it was correct, but your chat works, so chat away, and we'll delete you afterwards. What do we got? So we have science that involves animals,
Yep.
creatures, and science that involves space.
Space.
We are going to start with animals and then split it up with some space and then go back into some animals. So we're going to start with sea creatures, I think is how I organized it. And then we'll go into space. So we'll go from the ocean to the space to the space.
Good time.
Yeah, good times. Back to the land. So what do we got?
Nice.
Oh, and then Link keeps telling me I gotta keep reminding people to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, please. I think he's gonna help make a graphic for us, or add it into.
Cool.
Yeah. He was talking about we were gonna work on an outro.
Nice.
So an outro video. Besides I still liked our early on outros. I think those were the best. Where we just totally randomly did we talked about it for 5 minutes about how we were leaving the show.
We were gonna stop.
It was the best. I enjoyed that because it was just a.
Well, lately we've been in a rush to get out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got stuff to do. We gotta go. Bye.
Yep. And today is the same way too. It's kind of funny, but yeah. Those early days were funny. We'd spend 5 minutes talking about how we'd leave the show, and it was just the best. So we'll be pretty close to on time today, according to our posted schedule that we never stand by.
Yep, I know.
We're late.
Got lots of stuff to do today. It's gonna be a busy day.
I just heard Rick. I only heard stuff Rick had to do. I mean, supervisor duties are pretty important. I mean, you do have to sit there and make sure you're working on your tan, I guess. People can't say that anymore because working on your tan's not healthy.
No, it's totally not. Actually, we're going up to Connecticut in a couple weeks. And Rick's sister has a pool, so we're gonna have a pool party, I guess. And I just realized my tan line from running is really awful, like on my legs. It looks like I'm wearing white shorts all the time.
That's funny.
I'm like, oh great, that's gonna be perfect for the pool party. Can't wait.
I was gonna say, I was trying to think of the nicest way to phrase this. So, somebody in our chat that has a male name. So Craig's nickname when we were younger was Farmer, and so because he always had really bad farmer's tan, but I think we all kind of did. But I think he was the most willing to take his shirt off afterwards, so the rest of us hit our bodies. So he was probably the most confident to show off his farmer's tan. But I do remember that he had one mega farmer's tan.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're pretty common down here too. But like with the socks, it looks like you're wearing socks, but you're not. And then the shorts.
Oh, yeah, socks, because I wear socks with sandals. I do that.
Do
I'm
you
one of those.
really?
Oh yeah, I'm totally one of those people all the time.
Doesn't your bear wear socks and sandals? I feel like.
I don't know. We can see here. Let's see. I gotta find my animes real quick. Oh, we're not really gonna get through these articles very well, but I think that's part of our charm.
Sorry.
Nope.
But you're wearing sandals.
Yeah, but I am wearing sandals. So I got yellow pants on. I don't know. I might have to change that.
That's hilarious. Who wears
So,
yellow pants?
now everybody that got crotch shots. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what, NSFW episode, not safe for work. Get crotch shots and stuff, but yeah. So I totally get the tan lines around my ankles. Like that's pretty dang common.
That's awesome.
And so but yeah. All right. Well, have fun at the pool. You said your sister's house?
My
Sister-in-law's? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
I like pools.
Our godson is gonna be a year old.
Was it a saltwater pool?
No.
I was wondering if people up in Connecticut roll saltwater. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but isn't a saltwater pool more common in Florida than a regular pool, or still regular pools, chlorine pools?
I don't know. We don't know anybody that has a saltwater pool.
Okay.
But when we get our pool, it's gonna be saltwater.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be awesome. Even though I hate saltwater.
Yeah,
so.
But I don't think it's like it's salty.
Oh, it's bad for my skin. It's supposed to be good for skin. Like saltwater is not, like me and saltwater is not friendly. But I don't know. There's like that.
Even the pool?
I don't know. I've never known anybody fancy enough to have a saltwater pool. I just have to swim in like
chlorine pools?
No, fish poop pools.
Oh, lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of lakes that you can go swimming.
I don't think I would go in a single lake. I don't want to die.
I recommend it.
I don't want to die. I don't like. Oh, for those that might not know, you don't want to go in lakes because they've probably got alligators in them.
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
So, yeah, Florida lakes are not safe. Just flat out. Like, I don't think any of them are safe, really.
Yeah, I don't know so much for the alligators anymore, but definitely the snapping turtles.
Oh, the snapping turtles have taken over.
Yep.
Or always have been in control and just, yeah. No, I thought it was alligators too, but yeah.
Well, just in our area, we don't have a lot of alligators
anymore.
Okay.
Have they been hunted to extinction?
I think so. Yeah, there's just a lot of people. Yeah, too many people were getting them in their pools and stuff.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, I know it was
poor
like
alligators. Well, they do have the Everglades, so you know that's a pretty big area. But then you got your anacondas down there, probably eating alligators. So, I doubt it, right?
Pythons, I think. Burmese pythons.
Oh, is that what it is? It's more pythons than anacondas?
Yeah, well, because I guess a while ago there was like during a hurricane or something, a bunch got free from captivity, and they've just been going nuts down there. So.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about any of that here. Well, snapping turtles, but they don't really. I've never heard of anybody getting attacked by a snapping turtle here. So, but I've seen some pretty big turtles in the channel. All right, on with the show.
Let's do it.
Speaking of water, we always do really good lead-ins, I think. Our conversation that isn't even intentional on the topics seems to do okay leading in. So we went from water to water. Yay. For those that are a little slow out there, like myself.
I like that you said water to water and there was a Coors Light commercial.
Oh, did you see? It's so awesome. Speaking of Coors Light, have you seen the new or heard about the new Patrick Mahomes? Oh, we'll have to look at their Dazzling Pearl thing while we talk about this. The Patrick Mahomes commercial.
Oh.
So, those that might be NFL fans, Patrick Mahomes, or those that might not be, he's a quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, and by most accounts, seems like a pretty nice guy. I mean, his brother and his girlfriend, have had questionable escapades, but for himself, he seemed pretty all right. And NFL players are not allowed to do alcoholic beverage commercials. And I don't know if it's all alcoholic beverages or specifically, this is really soothing, the video.
It is.
I don't know if it's just beer or all alcohol, but he's in a Coors Light commercial. And everybody's like, how did he pull that off? They are advertising a flashlight.
That's hilarious.
and using all their taglines from their beer commercials to describe this flashlight. And even at one point, he opens it up to dump it out, and you're like, "Ooh, is a beer gonna slide out?" And it's just batteries fall out, just like a flashlight. It's a really slick way to get around their rules. And so, yeah, it's just funny. It's more funny than anything. So it made me think of that. Wow, they're really advertising heavy on this. So, the deep sea squid mom that you just saw a second ago was carrying a dazzling pearl-like string of eggs. And I will agree that it was very mesmerizing. Let's see if we can get back to it. Yeah, we'll keep reading. Extremely rare, huh?
Would be awful. Pouring a beer over your head.
Yeah, I've never liked that. Where people are. Did we lose the video already? Wow.
I guess it just went twice and was enough.
Yeah, we gotta get another ad just to go back. All right. Well, our today's sponsor is Coors Light and Live Science, because that's like they don't know they're our sponsor, and we don't have sponsors. We would be happy to accept sponsors, but and depending on who you are, of course. But and all our articles are pretty much Live Science today too, so it's interesting.
Yeah, we like live science.
Yeah, we do like them. So yeah, this is cool. So she's just carrying her. She's got all her babies, carrying them around.
Yep.
Like, hey, don't come eat my babies. Stay away. I don't see this being like she had to find somewhere that I'm sure there wasn't other stuff. I don't know. I could just see some kind of bigger creatures come by, getting it all. So their inner arms. This is off the coast of California. It's really nice video. So researchers from Monterey Bay Aquarium found this. Ooh, a depth of 4,500 feet. Well, nobody's going to be swimming down there and seeing this. 3 times the height of the Empire State Building is how deep this squid was.
Man. Well, I guess they probably don't have to worry about too many things trying to eat their eggs down there.
Yeah, probably not too many, but it would definitely come out of nowhere, right?
Yep. Oof.
So most squids reproduce by depositing their egg cases on the sea floor, or just releasing them. Oh my gosh, or just releasing them into open water, and then abandon their unhatched larvae to fend for themselves. Wow, that was a good mom. She was like, I can't just let my babies go. How many babies you got? I don't know, 3,000. So, that's why it was so odd.
Squid impression.
Yeah, my squid impression.
That was good.
These nurturing mothers will carry the eggs to help improve their chance of survival. Yeah, it costs her a lot of energy, increase her risk of being predated. I like that. That's just the way they worded that. Increases her risk of being predated.
I like that too.
Which is why it's uncommon to see. Yeah, they're pretty, like, most creatures are not, we can't call it selfish. They just behave like they are built to behave, and they don't have an attachment to their kids typically. It's more of, I think, a human and a mammal, maybe more of a mammal thing. I don't know. Some mammals kick their kids out pretty quick. Maybe chimpanzees, and maybe just us and chimps, or monkeys types chimps. What's that? What's the general classification of monkeys? And chimps and gorillas and all that, and orangutans. What would be the correct word for that? I don't know.
Apes?
Apes? Okay, yeah, that would probably be it. So the apes and us. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how many different animals. So this is only the second time they've witnessed this. It's really cool. I like it.
Well, I guess if they're that far down.
And how do you find it? You're like, you're operating this remote, like, little scuba thing. Think about that. That'd be hard to come across this. Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna go scan this section of the blue water right now.
Yep. Let's see if there's anything happening right now in this one.
I got it. The same scientists that watch the bubbles pop are the ones that scan the ocean.
They're like, while we're waiting for this bubble
Yeah, we're gonna do this other boring activity.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have an astonishing 50 million year old fossil preserved the brain of this creepy three-eyed predator.
What?
Paleontologists found a cache of well-preserved fossils showcasing this three-eyed predator. What had spiny claws protruding from its mouth, sported by a body shaped like a toilet brush. Wow. Good description there. And looked as though it slithered off the cover of a sci-fi novel. An ocean predator from the Cambrian period known as Stanleycarsis herpex. Yeah, actually, I think I got that one right. Newfound fossils of the bizarre creature are exceptionally complete, preserving the brain, the nervous system, and a third eye.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. What was the third eye used for? Okay, so it's really old, and they found it as fossils. What makes this find so remarkable is that we have dozens of specimens showing the remains of the brain and other elements of the nervous system, and they're incredibly well preserved and show really fine details. Yeah, that's odd in a fossil.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Before this, there had only been a few other fossilized brains, but this still is something that is quite rare and is only something that's been observed in the last 10 years or so. Most of the species where we've seen fossilized brains, there are only 1-2 specimens available. It had a really ferocious apparatus of spiny claws around the mouth that made it look absolutely fierce. It also had long, rake-like spines to comb the seafloor to hunt for any buried organisms. Can't hide from me.
No.
The side flaps help guide through the water. What's the eye do? Finding the third eye was quite a shock to us because we're starting to think that we understood radioants and what they looked like pretty well. For the first time, we were able to recognize this gigantic median eye in addition to the pair of stalk eyes that we already knew about. More modern arthropods like dragonflies and wasps have median eyes. They are usually more sensitive than the other two eyes, and yet don't focus as well. We can only speculate, but we think this third eye helped them with orienting the animal, and it's especially important for a predator like Stanleycarsis that has to move around rapidly and precisely in the environment. I'm not getting how this third eye helps. Just like
maybe to know where up is. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess just in general orientation. I thought they were gonna have some cool thing that it did. But I mean, that's pretty important, not dying or finding food.
Yeah.
So, cool. Looks creepy though. Where's he at? I wonder how big it was. Bizarre translucent jellyfish pulled up from the icy depths in Alaska. That is cool.
Whoa. That is very cool. I like his little
Jell-O fish.
Yeah.
So it's a fish. Because I was just about to make the comment. I was like, I thought jellyfish were see-through. How's this odd? It's an actual fish though. That's really kind of cool. Like you can see his finger behind it. The bizarre looking translucent gelatinous fish with unusual suction cup on its belly made a surprise appearance for a group of scientists who were studying the deep sea near Alaska. Oh, the squid was found deeper.
Yeah.
Twice as deep almost. But it's probably colder here because that was off the coast of California and this is the North Pacific. So, researchers from NOAA, who needs more funding, we discovered a long time ago. Stumbled across a squishy weirdo for trawling off the coast of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska as part of a routine survey of deep sea ecosystem. This is thought to have been an adaptation. Holding a lump of Jell-O. This is thought to have been an adaptation to maintain neutral buoyancy and efficiency and efficiently swim while coping with the crushing pressure. How does being translucent help with that? The team was excited to show off the particular specimen online so more people could see the fish for themselves. They live in relatively remote locations and at deeper depths, so the average person will never encounter them. Researchers did find 4 or 5 different botched snailfish specimens in the trip. I guess those aren't as important. Nope. Oh, I guess they talk about it. Botched snailfish have bodies that are almost entire. Oh, cool. They're just like that, almost entirely see-through apart from their eyes, stomach, and dark skins. The adaptation helps them stay hidden from predators. Yeah, that's what I thought for sure.
Yeah.
Is this the video? Nope, that's some fossils. Yeah, enables them to blend in with the dark background in a habitat. Yeah, totally. You can't see me. I'm invisible. Oh, that's the best. Several other species of snailfish, blotched snailfish, have modified fins on their bellies that form a suction cup. So is this called a... Okay.
It must be.
It is called a blotched snailfish.
Oh, yeah.
We just didn't read the caption. Oops. Go back. What happened? What did I just do? Clicked on it and took me to the same thing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Whatever developer dropped that link in, that was thinking.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You're already here, so let's bring you back.
Yeah. We don't want you to leave and miss some of our HBO Max or whatever this ever to Famous Footwear. Man, we're giving all kinds of promos out for free today.
Yep.
So this is called a blotched snailfish. Pretty cool. Don't think
cool.
You can eat it.
No.
Doesn't look like
it. Probably wouldn't be very nutritious.
There's its little insides.
Yeah. Yeah, there's on SciShow they were talking about some fish that's really deep in the ocean that has translucent teeth. So this just reminded me of that. So when it's trying to catch other fish with its little light, its little bioluminescence light, the prey will go right into its mouth because it doesn't see the teeth.
Because the teeth are what? Say that. What's up with the teeth?
Translucent.
The teeth are see-through too?
Yeah. The fish isn't see-through, just their teeth.
Yeah.
And it's got little bioluminescence, so yeah.
Is that the anglerfish?
No, it's not an anglerfish, but it is
One similar to that. So where's the light at? Where's it light up at?
It's got like a little
in its tongue or something?
No, it's
okay, so it's kind of like the anglerfish.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's got like the little, but it has the little light and it puts it out in front of its mouth, and then it's little, so when the prey fish come along and it can, once the little prey fish gets in its mouth, it'll go, eat it because they can't see its teeth.
Yeah, that's actually pretty creepy.
Yeah.
The only change I would make to that setup, I'd have the light inside my mouth.
There you go.
And then that would be really crazy.
Get it right in.
Yep. So, interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I like those types of fish, the ones that have bioluminescence.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do two more, and then we're gonna go to. We'll take our break and do space.
Okay.
Sound cool?
Good.
Right.
Yep.
Just double check to make sure we're good.
Yep.
So, going from the deep sea to probably still deep sea, but Megalodon, our favorite giant shark, and his favorite snack, or its favorite snack, was sperm whale faces.
Yummy.
So, Megalodon, who, by all accounts of our research, was ruthless. Like, he's just a shark. It's just a shark. I don't think you can put ruthless, but was pretty mean to these whales. Yep. So it snacked on whales fat, rich noses and fossil skulls. Oh, the fossil skulls show. I was like, what? He's chewing on bones afterwards? Oh my gosh.
Like, I love noses.
Yes. Yes. Well, that I was gonna go to a Rob Zombie movie, and I'm sure you know which one it is.
Oh no, I haven't seen any.
You never saw it? You never saw Night of a Thousand Corpses?
Nope.
Ooh.
I know, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm real surprised for you.
Like yeah.
You and Rick are all into that.
Rick likes more scary movies than me. I used to when I was younger, but I don't know.
Okay, so then ghost stuff doesn't count as scary movies.
Sometimes.
I mean, I know it can be scary, but I know he's more into it, but then I thought you were a little more into it than you're making it sound. The ghost things.
I don't mind like Exorcist movies that don't scare me, but pretty much everything else. I'm a big chicken.
No, it's just kind of funny because if anything, the Exorcist stuff is the closest to reality. I don't know. Like I totally could see people being possessed in a way. I don't cast that one out as far fetched.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Probably because The Exorcist is one of my favorite movies, and then so yeah, pretty much any movie like that, it doesn't scare me at all. Like it'll creep Rick out, and he'll be like we saw The Exorcist of Emily Rose. We used to watch it all the time, and when she's all contorted and everything, it would totally creep him out. So I would like do that as much as I could. I'm only, I'm not a super flexible person. But he'd be like, oh, gross.
Sorry, I was totally on board, and then you're like, I'm not a super flexible person. And then my perfect image of you walking around like and doing that stuff and contorting your things went to a haphazard version of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
of where it goes from scary and creepy to more comical. You're like, what are you doing? I'm trying to scare you. Oh, okay.
Good luck.
Well, keep working on it. Keep practicing at that. I don't mind scary stuff. I just don't find enjoyment in it. But as far as separating ghosts in my body versus ghosts out of my body, I think in my body are a lot scarier. I'm not cool with that. I'm not comfortable. I have enough problems with the voices in my head, and I don't need any extras added to it.
You don't need any outside influence.
Yeah. You know how much I think about stuff, so yeah, I don't need any extra thoughts going on. But yeah, so I don't think we need to read more. We pretty much get the point of this. Like nutritional benefits, like soft squishy spots, right? Megalodon, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny that they think that's their favorite meal.
Yeah, they don't know.
I mean, it might be. But...
We don't know. It's just like Megalodon still existing.
Yeah.
I was kind of on board for a minute, at first, but then it's kind of like the Bigfoot thing. Yeah, well, those Discovery shows, before I really dove into it, I took them a little more at face value.
Yeah.
Because it was on Discovery, which used to be real stuff, not fake stuff all the time.
Yeah, now it's fake stuff.
Yeah, it's just fake stuff.
But
it's like
fun.
Yeah, it's still fun. I like out of the channels to choose from, it's still one of the top. Like, because the rest, like a lot of channels are just, and for me, a lot of them are trash. And yeah, I still lean to that, but it's just so disappointing to know what Discovery used to be. And it's not that it can't be. It's just because that's the audience nowadays.
Yeah.
And I can't get mad at them, but yeah. So I used to believe Megalodon might be real. I used to believe Bigfoot might be real. I'm still kind of slightly on the fence with that, but I'm more on the, nah, he's not around. And then, what was another big one? I never believed it, but it was very, very interesting with mermaids. But there's been a lot of evidence as of late that mermaids were just maybe beluga whales. Yeah, there's another one too. Yeah. Manatees. Yeah. That's what I didn't mean beluga whales, manatees. That's what I meant. yeah, there's a lot of evidence, and then there's, I think, some actual historical records that somebody might have had relations with them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? Isn't there those stories floating around? But not just stories, like actual, maybe, like the people involved in those acts wrote about it themselves.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and I don't want to disparage some of our famous people, but they are, just look it up, you'll see.
Yeah.
Final episode before, or final article before space.
Yep.
Is step aside, hipsters. Scientists need your. Oh, whoa! This isn't water. We just got dumped to the end, but you'll know. Scientists need your coconut water to artificially inseminate pigs. So we'll save that for the end. I don't know how that.
Really weird.
Yeah. It was I don't even really know how this one got in here in a way, because it doesn't seem like one I would pick at all.
No.
Like not even in the least bit. And I don't know how. We have to talk about it now when we, like, later if we get to. I'm putting it at the very end because I don't even really care. But I don't even know how it made it past our cut. Right? We cut stuff like the 10 facts about horseshoe crabs would have been way better than that.
Yeah.
Because people actually come across horseshoe crabs. That's why I picked that.
Horseshoe crabs are awesome.
I don't know very many people that are inseminating pigs with coconut water or have an interest in that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta figure something better to do with coconut water.
Do you ever go hunting for horseshoe crabs?
Nope. I've never seen one in real life, but I would love to.
Really?
Well, I mean, I have, but not. Yeah, I have actually at the Rays stadium down in St. Pete's. They have a pool with stingrays and horseshoe crabs in it.
Oh, just horseshoe crabs in the pool?
Yeah.
Because I thought this was like something that everybody does in Florida, where they go with their shovel to the beach and torment horseshoe crabs. You hadn't seen that before?
No.
Yeah.
You
so
know that's on the ocean side?
It could be. I don't know where they are. Obviously, I don't know much about what lives where in Florida. So me making a comment based off of you living on the Gulf side honestly didn't put into account that horseshoe crabs may not live on that side. Yeah. And it's a bit of a drive for you to get to the other side.
Yeah, a few hours.
But yeah, I like many times at beaches I've walked, like, you've been on the beach and then somebody's out there with their shovel and they're like, oh, I found a horseshoe crab. And I'm making it sound like that because you're digging up something that doesn't want to be found.
Yeah.
So
well, I've done like clam digging and stuff like that.
Well, you're going to eat that. Oh. Right? I mean, not in theory, but like, I know you might not, but yes, clam digging is to me, it's a little different than a horseshoe crab.
Yeah.
That creature's evolved high enough that I'm going to give it a little more consideration.
It's not just a loogie.
Yeah, it's just not a loogie, and it's not food. I mean, I'm sure it's food for some people, but it's not common food, I think.
No, I don't think so.
All right. 5-minute break or a couple minutes? How long do you need?
Just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes? Cool. All right, we're going to take a abbreviated break because we got to make sure we stay on time. And I want to talk, if anything, the rest of the show about James Webb.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay.
Cool. All right, now I got to figure out the music again. I was kind of trying to prep for it while you were telling your story, but then I would have definitely turned on intermission music right on top of you. And so, and that's actually, what's funny is that's pretty common for me to do stuff like that. And I was like, Jeff, we're not going to interrupt Darcy for a change.
That's okay. So, I couldn't have heard it anyway.
Yeah, but everybody else wouldn't have got to hear your cool story. And I already do a horrible job of interrupting you often in this show, so it's or cutting you off or just all the stuff that I do. So
it's
I was like,
the charm of the show.
It is, but it's not because I'm aware of it and I try not to. So, but that's kind of I can't stop my thoughts. I can, but it's hard. It's hard. My brain goes a million miles an hour. So, yeah. So intermission time. We'll be back in a few.
Okay.
You know what's always fun? I was waiting for my co-host to answer.
Oh, I did, but I was on mute.
Oh.
What's up?
Is when you only have like 4 viewers showing up to a show and you have 3 people in chat, it's always fun trying to wonder who the 4th person is. Considering most of our show is just the same viewers over and over, so we know exactly who's watching. I like that random one. So we got somebody that's being sneaky and quiet, which is cool. I like it because you don't have to chat, but at the same time, it adds a little bit to the mystery. It makes us think that we have some of our famous people that watch our show, right? Weren't we talking about that? We're gonna reveal all the famous people that watch our show.
Are we?
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't reveal
them. Craig thinks it's Jim.
Hi, Jim. Uh-oh. Oh, we just lost a viewer because we called him out. Ah!
Good job.
He's like, no, Jim's out. Jim's out. But, all right. What do we got? We are here. Oh, that's the weakest of, like, how is this? Is this even a picture of it? This is like a ground picture. How did I come across this picture? Well, here's our space. Here, oops. I clicked something. What did I just do? Oh, I just clicked away from it. So here's the beautiful James Webb first picture. Or not. Are your pictures better? Where'd you put them?
Oh. I didn't put them anywhere. I did a quick search and then I forgot to have them. Sorry.
So on, oh yeah, me and my sows. On July 12th, just 4 days ago, NASA released a quartet of cosmic scenes following on the heels of the very first image released from the telescope. A vista of 1,000 distant galaxies presented in a White House briefing on July 11th. First of all, it's really gorgeous and teeming with galaxies.
It is gorgeous.
And let me know if you drop something somewhere.
I'm going to put some.
Because I might not get notifications due to streaming. So it looks like galaxies captured in the first released image lie behind a cluster of galaxies about 4.6 billion light years away. The mass from those closer galaxies distorts space-time in such a way that the objects behind the cluster are magnified, giving astronomers a way to peer more than 13 billion years into the early universe. For those that are maybe new to the channel, time travel kind of exists. Not in the way that you think, but in the way when you look through telescopes. I don't know how to explain it. Do you know how to explain it in a... I mean, it's not like I know the complicated version, but I'm trying to explain it out of my head. So go ahead, if you can.
Why it's time travel?
Why we can see... Yeah, I forget exactly... Go ahead.
Because light takes so long to reach us, that the farther... the light that we see that's farther away has taken millions of years for us to see it. So we're basically seeing back in time because it's taken, millions of years for that light to reach us. So that light left its original star millions of years ago. Sorry, that was a horrible example where
it's way better than where I was going. It's like mine was.
I put a couple things in.
Okay, I see it.
One, to say why, and then there's the image.
Oh, you did yeah, that one was good. Yeah, this is what we wanted to talk about too. So we'll go back to our thing. And then this one right here. Yep, go there, and we'll come back over here. We'll get those in a sec. And then there's also the factor of how we are traveling away from the center of the universe. So then there's a point where we're accelerating, but then light starts catching, like it gets to a point where it can accelerate faster. I forget, man. It gets really complicated when you look through telescopes. I'll just put it that way. So yeah, but it's exactly what you said, where you can go, you look at the light because it's taken so long to travel, and it's like looking back in the past. And in this case, it's really interesting because I guess it's magnifying clusters behind, so it's even getting crazier. This is what's fun. This is why I say my current work is so insanely boring compared to this type of stuff. This is stuff like you don't even know how to figure it out. You're like, oh, okay, now what's going on here? We have galaxies that are further away, but they look closer. What? Like, how do we sort this out? I love that. That is so awesome.
That's very cool.
If you've noticed, though, when you look at the James Webb pictures, so these are all galaxies, by the way. Every little dot, every dot is, I forget how they describe it. Not every dot. These are all galaxies, but I thought there was a slight difference between the dots being galaxies or not. But it might be every dot is a galaxy. And if you look at the older version of this picture, before the Webb took it with like what Hubble or something or regular terrestrial telescopes, there's just a fraction of these dots. So you couldn't hardly see anything. But this big starburst, if you remember from when we first covered the Webb, is caused by the giant apparatus in the front. Are they going to show it? The shape of the diffraction spikes are determined by the telescope's hardware. So let's, with a quick refresher of the important bits. The Hubble and the JWST are reflecting telescopes, which means that they collect light from the cosmos using mirrors. Reflecting telescopes have a large primary mirror that gathers the light and reflects it back to a smaller secondary mirror. The secondary mirror on space telescopes help guide the light towards the science instruments that turn it all into the cool images we're seeing now. Both the primary and the secondary mirrors contribute to the diffraction spikes, but in slightly different ways. Light diffracts or bends around objects like mirror edges, so the shape of the mirror itself can result in the spikes of light as the light interacts with the edges of the mirror. In the Hubble's case, the mirror was round, so it didn't add the spikiness. But the JWST has hexagonal mirrors that result in an image with 6 different diffraction spikes. So here's the, if you're looking at us on video, we have a Hubble primary mirror, which is round, and then we have the totally awesome, I love how this thing was built, the JWST. Because, I mean, it's insane what they had to do. They had to align all those. They curved as they cooled in space, so you had to calculate that. I mean, oh my gosh, the amount of science that went into this telescope. And I'm not even an astronomer type person, and I'm totally amazed by the number of people, the amount of technology, the amount of planning, all for this to succeed, even just to get one image. It was, and now rocks are hitting it. We got aliens throwing rocks at it. And so they're like, no, you can't use this telescope. Don't look. They're afraid that we're going to look in somebody's window.
Right? Like, privacy, please.
So, 2 JWST views of the Southern Ring Nebula. That's so beautiful.
That's amazing.
Some of the spikes will look more or less depending on which instrument is processing the light as well. So you got this, and then in a different color scheme, right? Because it's the exact same image, just with different light. Now you don't have it. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
We wanted to point out this so that when you're looking at all the pictures, you don't think that, or at least you know, and have an idea of where these light diffraction lines are coming from. So the stars don't actually look like this out in space. And even the little baby ones. You see the little baby ones?
Mm-hmm.
They're so cute with their little star. All right, let's look at some of your pretty pictures. First images. That is amazing.
That is.
So this is the Carina Nebula. Carina Carina Nebula. Let's go with Carina. Sounds better. I like that. I think that this is a really nice wallpaper, really. Desktop background.
Yeah, that's out in space right now.
Yeah, and it would look even better without the light stars. It really would. It's just in this particular picture, it's a little distracting. It's not cute.
It's a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Stephan's Quintet. Oh, this is a cool one. A little less distracting than the stars, I think.
So is that two suns? Or is that two...
Right here?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wonder what that is.
Oh, here we go. Stephan's, let's see if I can get it and read. I'll have to zoom out maybe. There we go. Stefan. I wouldn't call him Stefan. Stephan's Quintet is a visual group of 5 galaxies, best known for being prominently featured in the holiday classic film It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. Does anybody remember this from Wonderful Life, this picture?
Nope.
I don't. It probably didn't look as good. It was black and white, right? So the JWST, we're going to start calling it by its abbreviated name. Telescope reveals that Stefan Quintet in a new light. The enormous mosaic web's largest image to date is the web's largest image to date, covering about 1/5 of the moon's diameter. It contains over 150 million pixels and is constructed of almost 1,000 separate images. For information from JWST's, the information from JWST provides new insights into how galactic interactions may have driven galaxy evolution in the early universe. It doesn't talk about what you were asking. I was hoping they'd give a little more description. They're just bragging about their picture.
Yep. Hey, tell us about it.
All right. So since we're experts of astronomy, right? We can tell the audience what this is. So what do you think these are?
Well, it's 2 galaxies, so I guess it's 2 galaxies coming together. Because there's 5, right? So there's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I guess.
And is this a black hole right here in the center of it all? Pulling them all together. Mega giant black hole.
I bet they're not. I bet they're not that close together, huh? I mean, they clearly are close together, but I wonder, like, if they're really as close together as they are.
They're probably so far apart. And we're like, man, these things are about to collide.
Yeah.
A few more days. Just a few more days.
Yep. In no time, we'll see them all together.
The Southern Ring Nebula. Oh, we just talked about this.
Yeah.
Some stars save the best for last. The dimmer star at the center of this scene has been sending out rings of gas and dust for thousands of years in all directions. The JWST has revealed for the first time this star is cloaked in dust. 2 cameras aboard the JWST captured the latest image of this planetary nebula, cataloged as NGC 3132 and known informally as the Southern Ring Nebula. It is approximately 2,500 light years away. So just an afternoon drive.
Yep.
Webb also allows astronomers to dig into more specifics about the planetary nebula like this one. The clouds of gas and dust expelled by dying stars, understanding which molecules are present and where they lie throughout the shells of gas and dust will help the researchers refine their knowledge of these objects. This is a pretty picture.
That is a really pretty picture. I agree.
Almost looks like a thumbprint.
It does.
You know, like where you push it on the screens and it gets all the colors around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's all, because I still kind of subscribe to a theory that we're just part of a larger thing, right? And when I say larger thing, like maybe there's a bean and we're just contained inside the bean, you know, kind of like what might be inside of us that we don't know about. And so we're just seeing like this bean was out in space and just put a thumbprint down. I don't know. I'm just being silly. So
that's awesome. I like that.
Who knows? And what do we got? We got 2 more out of there. They only gave us 5. Got a week. Oh, what's this one? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading it. Atmosphere composition.
I know, we were both gonna read it at the same time. Single object siltness spectroscopy. JWST has captured the distinct signature of water, along with evidence for clouds and haze in atmosphere surrounding a hot, puffy gas planet orbiting a distant sun-like star. The observation, which reveals the presence of specific gas molecules based on tiny decreases in brightness of precise colors of light, is the most detailed of its kind to date, demonstrating JWST's unprecedented ability to analyze atmospheres hundreds of light years away. Insane.
That is insane.
Insane. I'm going to try to explain what that meant, if people care or need to know. What they are doing is they are measuring the different intensities of light bouncing off of molecules. Right?
Yep. From hundreds of light years away.
From hundreds of light years away to determine what makes up atmospheres. I really want to be an astronomer now.
I know, that would be awesome.
That's really cool. It is really, they're like, oh, this, because you would know, you'd be able to base it off of, so we would never be able to tell, ooh, that'd be crazy if we got it wrong, that there's other molecules, it makes sense, that there's molecules we don't even know about, and they give off light signatures like ones we know. Yeah. And we're totally just like, yeah, there's water on there, and then we send a whole mission out there, and then they're like, nope. Oops, it's something totally new. Like element 115 or whatever. For conspiracy people, you should probably research that, I believe is it the number of it. Or just look for one of the a crazy element that powers yeah, just look up elements that the governments don't want you to know about. So we would maybe they know and we don't know about different things, but that would help with being able to analyze atmospheres and what may be the chemical makeup of planets. Then I would say then you could help prioritize probes to go there.
Yep. And
investigate further and get actual more details and stuff. But a lot of our current probes, what are they? One-time trips, right?
Yeah.
I don't think any of the Mars stuff's planning on coming back, is it? For some reason, I thought there was a way to get something back. Like, now, because I know they're collecting rock samples and stuff to analyze on site. You know, like right there with their little tools and stuff. But I thought there was something that was going to try to make its way back, but maybe unlikely, because I don't know how they would do it. They've spent most of their fuel trying to get there.
Yep. Yeah, because it takes a few years, right?
Mm-hmm. What was it? No, it doesn't. Not as much as you think. It was 7 to 14 months, depending on where you're trying to go on the planet. And orientation and stuff, because they can slingshot using the moon, I believe.
Oh.
Right? And there was a couple things that line up, but I didn't think the travel from here to Mars with the probes was much more than a year. I thought it was a little less than a year, because it was surprising when we looked it up.
7 months.
Yeah, 7 months. That's what it was like. That's why I remember it, because it was so surprising. You're like, I had the exact same answer as you. It was like years. Like, oh, good. And no, it was short. I was like, oh, you could send a lot of probes to Mars then. You could really evolve with technology pretty well. That's because the James Webb Telescope's not going to get replaced for 10 to 15 years. That's it. That thing cost a ton of money, took a lot of effort. I think it took 15 years to build. Something silly. Yeah. And so, but yeah, this is cool that this telescope can measure atmospheres based off of wavelengths of light. Crazy. Just totally crazy. Final image.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh, the one we started with.
Oh.
That's awesome. The one that was on the other one. It's just like, oh, okay, back to here. So this image is a galaxy cluster with not a very cool name.
Oh.
SMACS 0723.
Oh, of course.
So you didn't know about 0723? Come on. Is overflowing with detail. Thousands of galaxies, including the faintest objects ever observed in infrared, have appeared in JWST's view for the first time. This slice of the vast universe covers a patch of sky approximately the size of a grain of sand, held at arm's length by someone on the ground. I don't even, yeah. So, for anybody that wants to recreate this picture, go find a grain of sand, put it at the tip of your finger, stick your arm out, and analyze that grain of sand. That's why I was just talking about we're part of a larger, we can't even comprehend. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, astronomers at least have a little bit of an idea of what they're looking at. But for us, you look up in the sky and it is so far away. So far away. That is so cool. I like it. And they had to take this picture probably over time lapse. That's why we get these swirls in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is this? Oh no, it was the other one, the nebula.
Which one?
That was thousands. Isn't this one? Didn't you say it was a bunch of different pictures? Or was it that? Now I can't remember.
I know we cover a lot, and I think it's this one. Yeah, right here. It's this one. So it was Stefan's quintet.
Yep.
But all of them are. I think all of them are.
Yeah.
And I think they colorize them according to what they think the things are. Can you look that up real quick? We talked about that, and I want to make sure that people understand. The colors are maybe best guesses. So let's see. Do we have any other JWST? No, we don't. We'll take a quick break, and we are on to our final stuff. Oh, I'm so happy we got to cover this. I've been waiting, only since 3 days, but 4 days. I swear they leaked stuff last week, but nope. Chat's awful quiet today.
Who, what?
I said chat is awful quiet today. Is everybody just tired? It's been a rainy day here.
Here, I'll put it in and we can read it. Put it in our chat.
Oh, wow. It even covers this one too. Awesome. Yep. Exactly what I thought. So the tagline says, the colors in the James Webb Telescope photos are fake.
That's okay.
It's okay. Yep. There's a reason for it. The blah, blah, blah. You'd see some bright infant stars, growing gas, perhaps. It would look pinkish or white, but you wouldn't see the blue or terracotta featured in the NASA photos. That's because the JWST images aren't your standard photographs. They're product of some nifty processing. The JWST, images from the JWST, like one of the Carina Nebula, and the deep field images are composed from data from the infrared spectrum, which has longer wavelengths than visible light and is sometimes called heat radiation. Infrared radiation isn't just an outer space thing. You and I give off infrared light too. Some animals, like snakes, can see infrared light through specialized organs, but human cells in the retina aren't adapted to see an infrared. Many of the objects captured by the JWST give off visible light as well as infrared, so why bother looking at the sky using infrared telescopes? Some objects are only visible to us in infrared because they aren't very bright, like planets don't emit visible light by themselves, or because dust is blocking visible light. For objects that are really far away, the light they emit gets stretched out, going from visible to infrared, the phenomenon called redshifting. Somebody discovered that. So to make the images circulating now, the JWST used infrared cameras to collect several brightness images at grayscale. 6 filters each captured different wavelengths of infrared light. Back in Earth, each filter was assigned a color. The filter capturing the longest wavelength was red, and the filter capturing the shortest wavelength was blue, with other colors in between. By combining these images, the final composite image features all of the colors visible in the photos circulating now.
So it's based on wavelengths of light wavelengths rather than well, I guess they'd be
the actual colors, yeah. Or the actual pictures. Yep. So the reason, and what they're doing is they're just doing a mapping function to try to give a nice gradient and trying to apply it the best the way they can. So I would imagine, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the way they did it with the red and the blue are, red and blue are actually red's short wavelength, or red's a long one, and blue's, here on Earth is a short one. So then they just applied that. And then it says, but what if the nebula swath of galaxies don't technically look like that? Do you get mad at the photos? Absolutely not, because that picture is stunning. This is stunning. And so I don't care, but why go through the trouble of creating colorful images? It's simple. I say it's simple because I'm guessing they're going to give, that wasn't the reason that I was going to give. So on a practical level, it helps scientists analyze them. Going through reams of infrared and cross-referencing it with grayscale images would be more difficult. Yeah, I agree with that. But assigning different wavelengths to colors, you can pick out objects of interest. I was going to say it just looks prettier and it's easier to convey to the public.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's...
So there was actual science behind it. Yeah, that's part of it, but it does seem... It makes sense. It's kind of the same reason that the public would want it that way. Because it's just easier to view.
You can look at the picture and be like, oh, I can see where this, how the nebula is all, red and yellow and stuff. You see like the contrast, and if it was just all gray, you wouldn't see as much detail.
And you could go the other. You could go the other route and just flash a matrix of numbers or just a zillion numbers flashed across your television screen, giving the digital value of the infrared radiation of a particular wavelength at a particular location in the sky. That's not something that our eye-brain combination has developed evolutionarily to quickly analyze. I'd agree. I mean, we stare at a lot of data, so...
I mean, in the Matrix, they kind of figured it out after a while.
Mm-hmm.
It would still...
Yeah, you would eventually get used to it. You're exactly right. It's kind of like language, right? If you don't know the language and you just get immersed in the middle of it, and you'll eventually pick up words. Cool. Do we need a break, or are we just going to plow through the last few?
Let's just keep going.
Cool. Google's totally shifting gears from one computer to another. Can I get rid of this? No, that's a big ad. Google's Democratic... what'd you say?
It is a big ad.
Yeah, it does once I roll far enough, but then I lose my title. It's a very... Oh, whoa! It just took the whole... Man, this ad's really trying to take over. Google's Democratic AI is better at redistributing wealth than America. I just thought this was an interesting thing. Researchers built an AI that gives out money based on who started with less resources, and humans preferred it. It's no secret that the overwhelming majority of wealth in the United States is concentrated at the very top, creating staggering levels of poverty and inequality. That vastly outpaces the supposedly wealthy nations. that vastly outpace other supposedly wealthy nations. But while the current political systems, well, whatever. AI researchers have begun playing with a fascinating question. And I would play with this too. Is machine learning better equipped than humans to create a society that divides resources more equitably? The answer, according to a recent paper published in Nature Human Behavior from researchers at Google's DeepMind, seems to be yes, at least as far as the study's participants are concerned. So they created a game called the Public's Good Game, where each round they would choose whether to keep a monetary endowment or contribute a chosen amount of coins into a collective fund. These funds would then be returned to players under 3 different redistribution schemes based on different human economic systems. One additional scheme created entirely by the AI. Okay, so something like that. Then the humans would then vote and decide which system they preferred. Turns out the distribution scheme created by the AI was the one preferred by the majority of participants, while strict libertarian and egalitarian systems split the returns based on things like how much each player contributed. The AI system redistributed wealth in a way that specifically addressed the advantage and disadvantage players had at the start of the game, and ultimately won them over as a preferred method in a majoritarian vote. Okay. I'm not really seeing how this is groundbreaking. I don't know. I could program a computer to distribute stuff to the people that aren't wealthy. Right? I mean, just like if you're looking at a system that, okay, you're going to always give to, like thinking of it in computer terms, you're going to take whatever that you have in this pot and give it to people. I mean, it's a pretty easy equation, I think. I don't know how they're deciding. So I don't feel like diving into this deeper because I'm not impressed on the surface. If somebody wants to dive in deeper, I'll circle back to it in like 2 seconds. But for right now, I'm not impressed by this one. What do you think?
No.
I was more impressed.
Maybe in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it at the beginning, but it just was like, it wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Oh, we had to cover this.
Yeah.
It's raining anchovies in San Francisco. Experts blame the fishy storm on a recent spawning event. Oh no. It's raining fish in San Francisco. And we've heard of it raining frogs, right?
Yeah.
And fish, I guess, kind of, but not on this scale. Not on this scale that they show right here.
Well, that's underwater, right?
I know, it is. It's just a school of sardines. Or anchovies. Is there a difference between sardines and anchovies?
I guess not. I'll look it up.
And locals are finding anchovies in unlikely places around the Bay Area, including sidewalks, driveways, rooftops, and bus stops. Just think if you had clogged gutters and now you have a stream of fish living in your gutters. That'd be awesome.
They are not the same. This article is confusing. Anchovies are slightly smaller in size and have dark, reddish-gray flesh. Sardines are large with white flesh.
Okay,
I should
cool.
have looked that up before I colored in my picture.
Well, no. Well, it doesn't matter because the title is like Cloudy with a Chance of Sardines, and the actual thing is anchovies, so it's off all over the place. That makes it even better.
That's hilarious.
We got the color wrong, we got the name wrong. Yep. So it's awesome, yeah. Earlier this month, of an anchovy spawn event taking place in the lower portion of San Francisco Bay, marking the episode as the second highest monthly total we have ever seen. Expert believes that seabirds are taking advantage of this bounty, and birds don't know what to do with the embarrassment. Really? Embarrassment of riches? How does that make sense? I don't understand that.
I'll look it up. I guess it's a quote.
Embarrassment of riches. Okay. So they're trying to give away their riches, is I think what that term would mean. Yeah, what's embarrassment of riches? Anybody in chat can speak up since our chat's so lively today.
More options or resources than one knows what to do with.
That's it. So embarrassment and riches is true? Is that a term?
Yep, it's a term.
Or a saying. Cool. As a result,
Oh, I was just saying it was a phrase.
Phrase. Yes, phrase. As a result, they are dropping fish from the sky like torpedoes as they indulge in the sun. This is not where I thought this was going to go. Wow, that's a surprise. I thought it was something to do with storm or rain or a water spout or something. This is even better.
They're half eaten.
Yeah. So you're getting chewed up food dropped on you because they can't eat it. So they go in and they get a big old scoop of fish and they got like 5 fish in their mouth and they're trying to chew them down. And you're getting pieces. You're getting fish stuff parts. I was trying not to be too gross. Dropped into your outdoor dining facilities.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's a gross picture. I didn't want to look at that. News quickly spread across social media with locals taking to Reddit to warn others to duck if they venture outside, likening the phenomenon to Sharknado movie series, while others jokingly encourage people to start foraging as Poseidon has blessed you with a bountiful harvest. That'd be an interesting take back in the day, right? They'd be like, what? We don't gotta go fishing? And they just get their bags out and try catching them?
Yep.
Reports of the fishy fallout have been recorded across the Bay Area, including San Francisco and other areas. That is awesome. The birds were just sitting. Let's see. I heard stories last week from guys who said the water out there was just covered with thousands of birds, and the birds were just sitting in the water with the anchovies in their mouths because they couldn't eat anymore. Expert. This is wow. This thing's just going. This is a good article. I'm just picturing all these fat birds just kind of like laying all gorged, like after a Thanksgiving dinner or something, you know.
Yeah.
The water temperature right now do appear to be colder than normal, thus has provided some much needed food for animals such as anchovies, seabirds, and marine mammals. This is just awesome. Make sure you carry an umbrella or a bucket if you go outside in the Bay Area.
Or a bucket.
And then we got, oh, yeah, that. And then we're just dumping this article. I don't even want to talk about it. All right, final article. And we'll be right on time. If you go visit Yellowstone, there's plenty of wildlife to look at. Please, just keep in mind, it's wildlife.
Yeah. Yeah, people are crazy. Bison are huge.
I was just going to go there. I'm like, this is not a small animal.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would want to get... I mean, if I saw one, I would want to stay as far away from it as possible. You know, a nice, respectful distance. Because they can move pretty quickly, too. I mean, I don't think they're...
Oh, Craig's all full of chat. You can't pet a bison? Yeah, that's exactly it. But I thought you took a trip there once. Right? I thought you went on a trip to Yellowstone. I've never been to Yellowstone. Have you?
No, I haven't. I've never been. I would like to go.
I like his comments about the birds. They'll see those. Those are the best. The birds are full, so he must have said that when they were sitting in the water just trying to, but they can't resist. That's exactly it. And then they're feeding the homeless. Yeah. Aww. They're trying to be hopeful. Yeah, they see the homeless problem in San Francisco. They're like, hey, we can help out here. We're share.
Yep.
Yeah, Yellowstone though. They also said this bison walked across when the geyser was like spewing, like for epic photo opportunity too. But I've heard of this so many times of people messing with these bison and either getting their cars messed up or getting chased, and yeah, it makes zero sense to screw with one of these. It's a bull. I mean, it's not that far separated from a bull. And I don't see. I mean, they do have that bull run, and we don't watch those videos over in Spain to see how well people avoid the bulls.
Yeah, people get gored. Gored?
Gored, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's almost like gorge too, like the way it reads.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they get.
oh, we can get it right up here.
Those things all the time.
Gored. Yeah, gored.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they don't have the video out there just to say how much fun that was. It's like everybody wants to watch the people get gored, and that's it. I kept this one in here, not so much to talk about the bison, but to just remind people to avoid wild animals.
Yeah, give them some space.
I mean, we cover a lot of nature stuff that looks cute and fun here, like those poisonous frogs, those little cute frogs.
Aww.
That were super highly poisonous. Huh? Yeah. The pumpkin one? Yeah, the pumpkin one. He was so cute. It was so cute. Was cute so, all right. That's the end of our show. Maybe. Yeah, the dogs have been excellent until now. They're like, yeah, end of show.
No, they've been barking a lot. I had to mute myself a few times.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard them. So you've done excellent. Oh, what's this first one? How do we get back? Oh, just somehow got one back there. That must have been when I was being weird.
As usual.
Mm-hmm. We have a show coming up on Wednesday. If you did not tune in last Wednesday, we talked about VeChain and oracles. Or VeChain. Chainlink. Too many chains. We talked about Chainlink and what an oracle project is. This week, we're going to dive into VeChain, who seems to be in one of the larger enterprise blockchains right now. They are heavily working hard to put themselves in real businesses and make themselves a very useful project. So we're going to do an overview of them. Go ahead.
Is it an oracle also?
No. This is an actual blockchain. And so one that isn't, I think they just ventured into maybe the NFT world, but they've really been focused on solving enterprise solutions. And they started over in Asia and are pretty heavy there. And they've been slowly expanding. I've seen some recent articles that we'll cover then. So this is one of my favorite projects, even though it's not worth much, but that's always a good thing. So, and then what could it be? We don't even know what it could be. So, and then we'll talk about staking later on. And that's it.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. It was fun. It was nice to be back.
Yeah, back, and you sound great.
Thanks.
And you were...
Yeah, I'm hardly coughing now.
Yeah, you had a little more energy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm able to drink coffee again. That
helps. Let's see. Oh, we might have an outro coming up. I'm not putting anybody on the spot, so if he happens to listen to this video, maybe we can get an outro next time. And if you haven't already, for our whole 4 viewers, please like, subscribe, hit that worthless notification bell.
Yeah, do that.
I'd rather have you subscribe and then like. That's the order of operations. Subscribe, like, and then hit your notification bell. Please. Oh, I apologize so much to one of our top fans, Craig. We didn't put his article in here.
What?
Yeah, and you have to run quick.
Yeah.
So now this has turned into it's like our NFT joke now. We'll put Craig's article, because I was just gonna say, please submit articles so we can cover them, and then he wasn't in chat and you were gone, and so it's been like 2 weeks, and it was so perfect to fit into with the James Webb. It was a pretty picture too, and so yep, we'll get Craig next week. So thank you, Craig, for your submission. We still really liked it, and we will put it in. It'll be the first. I'll have it as the top thing. It'll be number 1 next week, and anybody else will have to be number 2 or 3 or 4. But please submit any articles that you have. We'd love to receive them and talk about them if they're appropriate for our show. And also, if you would ever like a guest spot on our show, we would love to have some guests. Now, those may be pre-recorded and might not be live, just depending on who it is. Just put that out there, because that keeps us safe and off of getting strikes. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you again for showing up.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Guys.
Oh, I gotta end first before I stop hitting the